You're watching WLNY TV 1055 News at 9.
Well, today, FEMA extended the deadline for Sandy victims to apply for aid and to stay at hotels on the government's dime. TV 1055's Long Island Bureau Chief Richard Rose live in Melville with that story for us tonight. Richard, good evening.
Good evening, Chris. You know, this is just the latest in a series of extensions for these Lifeline aid programs. FEMA says it will now pay Sandy victims for hotels through February 10th. And the deadline to apply for any other FEMA aid has been extended to February 27th. But victims I spoke to say FEMA should just drop all of these deadlines to take the pressure off these hard-pressed victims, many still waiting on insurance settlements.
The most visible sign of recovery in hard-hit Long Beach is the ear-splitting sound of cranes chewing up the nearly century-old boardwalk Sandy twisted to pieces. But it's not the only sign of starting over. Homeowners up and down the city's blocks are fixing what they can, just so they can stay in their homes till full repairs are made. At this local restaurant, victims still without heat or money met with legal experts donating their time to help them navigate the tangled maze of insurance and government aid.
I think the problem right now is the private insurance companies, the flood insurance companies, and people being able to make repairs.
Adrian Zaharias can't make repairs 3 months after Sandy wrecked her Island Park home that's now filling with mold.
I haven't heard back from my homeowners insurance company. They haven't been out to even see the property.
They haven't been to the property yet?
They haven't been to the property. I'm waiting. I've put out a few calls and I'm still waiting.
We should not be at the mercies of the insurance companies.
Johanna Sofield's property was very badly damaged too. She's now helping other victims make phone calls to the insurance companies to try to settle the disputes over whether roof damage was caused by wind or water and what exactly constitutes a basement, which are excluded from coverage. Sofield believes the state needs to step in to force quicker payouts.
Insurance companies have not been mandated to release adequate funds for people who are insured.
Now, the insurance companies say they're simply following FEMA's guidelines for what can be covered under flood insurance. And as for these deadlines, FEMA says, well, they could be extended again depending on the need. Chris?
It looks like they're probably going to have to. Richard, you keep hearing all these stories here. Are the insurance companies, are they blaming FEMA for denying some of these claims?
Well, you could interpret it that way. A spokesperson I was referred to said that the insurance companies are simply following FEMA's guidelines that exclude damage to dwellings that are below grade street grade level, for example, and that coastal homeowners, well, they could have always purchased more flood insurance before Sandy hit. Chris, back to you.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20. Do you think, though, Rich, I'll ask you one quick question here. Do you think at some point, though, some of these regulations are going to have to be dropped in some way, shape, or just loosened up a little? Because it seems all the reports that we're showing tonight, we still have tents up in Staten Island. The situation on Long Island right now just doesn't seem to be getting better as quickly as it should for a lot of people.
Well, you would hope that, but there's no state mandated deadline for the insurance companies to respond, and that may be something that lawmakers will have to look at, or somebody might have to get the state financial department and the insurance bureau to overlook what's being done by these insurance companies.
All right, Richard, thanks so much. Good talking with you. Have a good weekend, okay? See you Monday.